First, the definition of the marriage means a legal or the formally recognized union of two people as partner in the personal relationship. And arranged marriage means a marriage in which the husband and the wife are chosen for each other by their parents. And love marriage means it's a union of two individuals based upon mutual love, affection, and affection. And from this title, do not confuse with arranged marriage with forced marriage. Because with forced marriage means both the groom and the bride, they cannot reject the marriage and they are forced by their parents. And for arranged marriage, both of the bride and the groom, they can reject the marriage. So the argument for me to support the arranged marriage are better than love marriage are: in love marriage, the couple choose each other slowly on their understanding of their counterpart. Once they like each other, it's done. Whereas in arranged marriage, the family, the bride and the groom do the selection first, where they do a lot of background check. For example, their parents will check their personality, their behavior, their attitude, because when a girl and a boy meet together, they will behave differently compared with in their home or with friends. So become a couple or become a husband and a wife, they must have a similar personality or a similar attitude or a behavior. And other than that, I also even heard that before, some of our family, they will hire a private detective to check the groom or a groom background. And my second argument to support the arranged marriage are better than love marriage are arranged marriage is better because some of the couple, right, they are not mature, not mature. So when their parents arrange to them, they are more suitable and they can know each other better. So thank you.
Alright, thank you, Prime Minister. Now I'd like to call upon the opposition leader.
Okay, firstly, I would like to agree with the definition given. The definition given by the government, first of all, I agree with that. And also that I disagree with the arranged marriage. Okay, let me rebut for what the first rebuttal of the rebuttal. Like what the government said, the arranged marriage, the parents do the selection, do the background check, and everything in details when they are selecting a groom for their children. The problem is, when you are doing the selection, right, the person, right, is showing you what you want to see. Basically, they're showing what you want to see. The things that they do not want to show you is all behind the scenes. It always is behind the scenes. So which means, like when you hire a detective, a private investigator, first it will be costly, and then the information that is given may not be accurate. Okay, now back to my point. My first point is, if parents force their child to marry another candidate that is selected by the parents, most likely the child will suffer because there are no happiness and there are zero love in their marriage. Arranged marriage is usually end up with negative things, such as like the most famous one is the abuse. My second point is, marriage is supposed to be a couple that in love, that understands each other, which means that when things seems to fall apart, both will work together by putting things in the right way. Yes, a couple that in love may fight with each other, may argue with each other, provoke each other, throw tantrums, but at the end of the day, it's because of love, they still want to be together. Why? Because there is love. My third point is, love encompasses a variety of strong and positive emotions and also mental states, ranging from the good habit to the bad habit or a sublime virtue. Love has the deepest interpersonal affection and also a simplest pleasure in every human that can feel felt with. You don't get all of these things from arranged marriage. What you get is a zero affection and maybe a stressful day by day, which leads to depression, and depression leads to suicidal thoughts. And when it happens, we have a higher chance of a person to suicide. Because of arranged marriage, both parties does not love each other, and it's arranged by the parents. Arranged marriage is when a couple argue with each other, usually ended up in divorce or separated all the time, which means they don't live together. Usually they will just, I live my life and you live your life. It will lead the partners to cheat each other because both parties think that they are being forced towards each other, and they are being forced together by the parents with each other. Their thinking is that because we may be married, in a certificate, yes, logically we are married, but we do not love each other. That's the problem. They will lead to cheat each other because one of them thinks it's okay, and this is a negative impact towards a human being. And also, since the parents decided to choose the child whether who to marry with, the child will usually tend to focus more on the materialistic instead of being a human being. Love is never a first priority in arranged marriage. It will never be. The one who will be affected the most is the children. Because when the marriage parents marry each other, even if they have kids, they do not show love to their kids. Because they are arranged and they don't have the actual love over there. Okay, thank you.
Alright, thank you, Opposition Leader. Now I'd like to call upon the Deputy Prime Minister.
Alright, so first of all, I would like to rebut the arguments given by the first speaker of the opposition. So just now, our first speaker of opposition mentioned that arranged marriage will lead to stress and depression. Actually, if arranged marriage would not lead to stress and depression, that is forced marriage. With arranged marriage, the parents, they will contact with each other and then they will check everything, like their personality, how they behave. And so because of the arrangement, depression and stress would not happen because everything is accordingly have already arranged. They have a proper arrangement. They can know, they will contact with the parents, like how you behave, what's your personality, what you like to do. So in that circumstances, we know each other well. So there would not be stress or will cause you to be depressed. And so here is my first argument for what I support arranged marriage are better than love marriage. In arranged marriage, the children are well looked after by their grandparents because their grandparents are the one who take care of everything and arrange the marriage. So since they are the one who take care of the whole thing, they are the one who arrange the marriage, definitely they will take a very good care. They will give a lot of love and gives a lot of affection to their grandchildren. I believe that some of you, right, you might have watched a drama where a man with a woman, they have love of their first sight. When they see each other, they decided, oh, I want to be with this guy. And I want to marry you, you want to marry me. Even though the parents are not disagree about like letting them to be together, they will not listen. So eventually, they get together and they born a child. So what will happen to the child if the grandparents would not agree? Like it is that child is not in their arrangement. So when the parents are not around, they will tend to torture the kids. Like some you might have heard or see some of the news, right? Like when their parents are not around, they will tend to torture their kids, throw them like basketball, hit them. So with love marriage, this kind of situation might happen, but arranged marriage, it would not happen because it is not a forced marriage. So here is my argument. To summarize my argument, I think that arranged marriage are better than love marriage because the children can be will be well looked and will receive a lot of love. Thank you.
Alright, thank you. Deputy Prime Minister, now I'd like to call upon Deputy
Already. So excited.
If you need any assistance, if you need lah, boleh bantu.
I strongly rebate with my with my opposition deputy speaker. He said that love marriage is not like parents do not take care of each other or their children or grandchildren. Actually, this is not about taking care. This is actually marriage. When your marriage is not going to happen, if there's no love between each other, then how you're going to have a baby, right? So love marriage gives you choice. Like, you know the person you want to marry, how he is, his personality, if he can respect you. This is what love marriage is. But on the other hand side, if you talk about arranged marriage, mostly in Asian countries or like India, they are forced to have arranged marriage because like they want to have the same family status or the same family understanding or the same money amount they want to have. So what they do is they choose for their children to marriage. So I strongly disagree with this because it's taking away your freedom. But in this century of 2018, yeah, this is not good actually, because it's taking away your freedom. You do not have trust in marriage. You do not have the freedom to choose who you want to marry. You are more controlled with your wedding, because in a love marriage you can choose before the wedding how your marriage is going to happen and what you're going to do, and the understanding of both parents. And arranged marriage is, I think, more expensive than love marriage, because in love marriage you can simply marry with each other and do less expense in the marriage ceremony. But in arranged marriage you have to do more arrangement, because you need to satisfy the other party, the other parents of the daughter or the children. So love marriage is, I think, more lasts more than arranged marriage, because in a survey that showed that 50% of the people voted for love marriage and 38 were whatever, and 12% were on the side of arranged marriage. So sometimes in arranged marriage there can be showed dowry. You know what dowry is? Dowry is that you need to pay, like the bride needs to pay to satisfy the groom. This is actually happening in arranged marriage. So I think it's like giving your daughter away with money or gifts. It's not good. It's not good. But in love marriage, everything is decided before. You know each other. You know what's going to happen, and you're jumping in the pool together. Okay. So it's not like the parents want anything for you. It's what you want for you. So I think that's what.
Alright, thank you. Opposition leader. Now I'd like to call upon the government week one.
It's okay, it's okay. No, it's
Okay, so first I will rebut to the second speaker that he said that love marriage means to happy marriage. That means if you are involved in love marriage, you are happy for your entire life. I totally disagree to this point because it said that, he also said that it's taking away the freedom. Taking away the freedom means forced marriage instead of arranged marriage. Arranged marriage is a greater adjustment between two families. That means both of the men and girls are willing to accept each other and they willing to cope with each other's weakness and will have a better adjustment and will commit into this marriage. So I think that the second speaker said that love marriage only exists when both of them are happy. And the second is about the rebut is for the first speaker say that love is an emotion. Yeah, well, love is an emotion. I couldn't say that's wrong, totally wrong, but sometimes emotion is very confused to us. So we may follow through what our emotion is instead of making rational decision. So I like to say stress in the arranged marriage doesn't exist much. Alright, so I will came into my first point. Nowadays teenagers are easily affected by mood. So as what people say, love is blind. This is true. I believe that this is true because love is only just an emotion instead of a rational thinking and planning for the entire life. So it couldn't let a teenager become more mature and live out their emotion. So you have to get a successful marriage. First of all, you have to think rationally instead of follow what your emotions like love. So the second one is in arranged marriages, they have a better adjustment. So in this case, adjustment means that two people are volunteering to accept each other in kind of weakness and also cope with each other lifestyle. So in arranged marriage, we know that their background is different, but we willing to accept them and then we willing to change for them and commit in the entire marriages. So this commitment is the key to have a successful marriages, and that's for my point. Thank you.
Alright, thank you. Government week one. Now I'd like to call upon the opposition week.
My first rebuttal towards the Prime Minister who said that arranged marriage, that is parents are the one who does the selection with background check, personality and behavior and attitude. I would like to highlight that they don't care about age. Age is not selected. Age has not been filtered. See? And for the Deputy Prime Minister earlier, he said that grandparents arrange their good grandchildren's marriage, so all is good and children will be well looked. The fact that the Deputy Prime Minister mentioned the word children, I would like to highlight the word children, okay? My first argument highlights the notion of age gap between arranged marriage couples. Let's speak statistics here, okay? The average age difference in an arranged marriage is that the male will be 4 to 5 years older. This means that nearly half of the women in India and other South Asian countries will get arranged marriage during their teenage years to older men whom they don't even know. Okay, let me just say this, okay? Nearly 1 in 5 female children are set to arrange marriages before they are 15 years old. Let me repeat myself. Before they are 15 years old. They are still children. They are still in school. They have not completed their education. That is one very strong fact, that arranged marriage, you are forcing the child and arranging the child into something that is unforeseen. There are a lot of circumstances in this case. Okay, there are rejected. There are possibilities of arranged marriage couples to fall in love, thus strengthening their marriage. But what about those who have become victims of abuse and are forced to stay in the marriage? What about those who do not have a voice, who have a voice, but the voice are suppressed by their parents because of the arranged marriage from their parents, and they don't get to say anything, they have no say to it? So they are forced to stay in the marriage with no option for divorce due to the taboo belief in the view of divorce. Their opinions will be shoved aside and ignored. This, it goes on both ways, female and male. Sometimes males are not happy with the arranged marriage because you're getting married to a child. Why? How can you fall in love with a child? And for the child, how can you fall in love with someone who is almost the same age as your dad? It is physically and emotionally impossible to fall in love with someone who has such a huge age gap. And in comparison with love marriage, individuals have a choice to decide if their partner is right for them. As for arranged marriage, it is all arranged meticulously by their parents. Every background check, every personality check is all by their parents, but the fact is really sad that the age is not highlighted. And there is the fact that 1 in 5 female children are being set into arranged marriage. Okay, even if it's not forced, it is still arranged. It is the will of their parents. Some children will just listen to their parents and say, oh, mommy say yes, okay, yes, I'll get married, because that's what makes my mom happy, and they can receive dowry from the other part of the male side of the family, and they can be happy while the children suffers in the marriage. So that's my point. Thank you.
Alright, thank you.
Big one.
Call for the government.
Okay. So I disagree with opposition with one point that she said that children each other have the age gap between the couple in India, but you said that it's forced marriage. The parents make decision to them. But arranged marriage is not parents force them to marriage. If the couple already know each other a few months or a few years, and so they will know each other and how to respect each other. And their marriage is arranged by their own parents. If they feel that they are not suitable, both of them, they will reject it and become friends. So for my argument for the arranged marriage are better than love marriage is, in my opinion, arranged marriage is not a contract between two families, but a conflict of two families will involve in arranged marriage, evaluate each other, and marriage happen only when the two families are compatible with each other. That is because nowadays also got a lot of people involved in arranged marriage. So the conflict between the couple will be effectively resolved or mitigated. In arranged marriage also, couple will guide by their parents, whereas in love marriage, couple may not in a position. They are to assess the future complexities in life that may arise. Therefore, for arranged marriage couple, their future will be more brighter. To also also to decrease the divorce. Moreover, we can also trust our parents more than we can trust. That is because our parents have already checked that person educated, habits, value, and their personalities. So I very agree that arranged marriage are better than love marriage because children will have the good future. Thank you. Thank you.
Alright, thank you. Now I'd like to call upon the last speaker of the opposition side.
My first rebuttal is towards our Prime Minister. She told that the arranged marriage, before that parents hire a detective to know about the bride. But I want to tell you a story that I have experienced that past 2 days. Have you seen the news that a teacher killed his wife? That I have studied with him for 2 years in the tuition. He's a good guy, but he is arranged marriage with his wife, but he killed his wife. What do you want to tell about that? Their parents arranged marriage, his wife, but he killed his wife. He looks good. You can tell that their parents hire a detective and know about him. You didn't know about him, his other side. They know about the outside only. He looks good. For me also, he looks good. I got shocked because he killed his wife. He's like a blur case only. I didn't care. He will only laugh if I take with him a history class. I asked him to teach a history class. He will tell his life story. He didn't teach me for 2 years about history class also. My second rebuttal is towards our Deputy Prime Minister. He told that our grandparents will look after the arranged marriage kids. How long will the grandparents will look after the kids? They also got old already. Did they have the energy to take over the kids? Because they are still children, they are hyperactive. How you expect the grandparents to look after the kids? And one more thing, you told that if the love marriage, the grandparents didn't accept, the kids will be tortured. But inside the news or the articles you read, that it tells that it's because of the love marriage the kids have been tortured. It didn't told also that you don't blame the love marriage. Because of that, the kids been tortured without evidence. Okay, as my comment told that in India that the children have been arranged marriage in their in small level of time. In about when they get matured, the girls got married in 8-year-olds, 9-year-olds. I've also seen in that in my country, India also. In my village, I have seen that. She just 10 years old, she married with a 20 years old guy. 10 years old difference because of the arranged marriage. I want to support this. Love marriage is about which they fight the caste, the religion. They didn't have they fought the family status and they marriage. You think that they fought all the things that they can get into a divorce or anything? They cannot, because they fought all the things together. Their love becomes more stronger and more efficient, that they cannot be broken. But deep inside of your heart also, you know that love is better than arranged marriage. You ask your heart, that is love marriage better or arranged marriage is better? You marry
15 more seconds.
You marry your couple after falling in love with that person. You know that person for a more long time. That's all.
Exactly 5 minutes. Now I'd like to call upon the last speaker on the government side.
You want some arranged marriage? Huh?
Okay. Before I go into my point, there's a huge difference between arranged marriage and forced marriage. So I want to rebut also the opposition whip too. He said that his tuition teacher killed his wife. Yes, this is a true story. It's also shown on the news. But why his tuition teacher want to kill his wife? Marriage is adjustment and commitment between each other. They can discuss their problem and then solve the problem patiently, because marriage is adjustment and commitment between each other. They can discuss with and then without using any violence, especially kill his wife. This action make this world lost a life in this world. Okay, so for my argument, marriage is the most important part for everyone. And there's two types of marriage: is arranged marriage and love marriage. But I totally support to arranged marriage because first, our parents will choose a suitable life partner for us, because our parents know us the most. They know our personality, behave, lifestyle, or anything else. So they might pick or choose a son or daughter, they will pick a man or a woman for their child, because they want their child live better, happily, and lovely in their future life with their life partner. If arranged marriage means both sides of the family, they accepted each other, and then it leads good relationship to both families. Because if for example, nowadays a lot of couples or husband and wife, they are only love each other. They doesn't care about their parents of the man's side or the woman's side, because if their relationship is not good, they cannot live happily and lovely in their future life. Because if mother-in-law and the daughter-in-law, they dislike each other, so how can they live happily in their future life? Okay, so if their relationship is not good between each other, when they are in trouble, how can they together to solve the problem easier and better, using a better way? So if for marriage, arrangement marriage, they can live together happily and lovely in their future life also.